Oh wait! I got to do it now. Wait! This is gonna be funny. Wait! You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another power episode of Iron Panther Presents. As we promised last week, we're gonna take a retrospective look at White Boy Tommy as we talk about season 2 plot holes and rewrites. There were so many. I thought we just needed to be like, what? Like, why did any of this happen? But we're gonna pick our favorite ones. Is it going somewhere? What do we think about season 3? Is there going to be a season 3? All that kind of stuff. But again, season 2, what happened? Why it happened? Big plot holes to me. But we will start with Kim. Kim, what's one plot hole thing that you were like, what?
Why is Vic still breathing?
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Right.
Maybe that's not a plot hole. Maybe that's not a
plot. That's not a plot. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about season 3 predictions, like that kind of thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, what happened in season 2 that you were like, it never went anywhere or didn't come back or something?
Let me see. I don't know. Like, I know. When Tommy gave JP the bar,
yes,
I thought we were gonna see some action going on in the bar, like, you know, them laundering money through the bar or something like that. There was nothing. It was like, here's your bar. We already knew in our head, which we had to make up in our own head, that, oh, he's gonna launder money through this thing. But that was it. And then the last episode, then when JP gave back the bar, then he was like, you can continue to do your thing. I don't care. And I was like, well, why didn't we know that that's what Tommy was doing? Why wasn't it spoken? Why wasn't it shown? Like, Tommy never went to the bar ever. The whole season.
Or even mentioned it.
Yeah,
even, like you said, not even dialogue of, okay, we're cleaning 10% of our money through the bar or something.
Right, nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely.
Absolutely is this nothing. A plot hole? Jannard being off drugs.
Kim. No? One at a time.
Okay, my bad.
Let me ask a question about that. All right, so when he was on the original Power, him and Ghost severed their business ties. They cashed out. So he had all of his parking lots and laundry money, right? That was legitimate. Then he faked his death. What happened to that money? Did they freeze it? What have you? Now we're supposed to believe that he has a whole network, right, of all of these different gangs and stuff like that, and they're laundering them. They're taking in all this drug money. They need to launder it. He was begging Ghost to run it through Truth, which is a Manhattan nightclub, right? JP's bar is like a little lounge that probably can't even hold 100 people fire code wise. I'm like, how exactly is he laundering all this money if he was having problems doing it when he was partnered with Ghost? I'm like, a bar lounge and a barbershop really is not doing it. And what happened to his legit cash from before? Like, what is he saying that this money is coming from? Because at least if he had the legitimate money from before, he could say, you know, I have investments and, you know, they're accruing interest, or I'm a silent partner or something. But is he starting over, or is he still?
So to the money part, I think he is. I think we're supposed to believe he's starting over. I really thought that he needed that money to pay off Milan, because a lot of times it was I need legitimate money for Milan and that sort of thing. But by the end of book 1, they were both crying broke. Ghost and Tommy, like every time they turn around. So I think with that. With this is a good point. We don't know how much money they were actually cleaning through the bar, and how is that even working? Because it was supposed to be DMAC. He suggested that DMAC work with JP at the bar, so D-Mac was so good with numbers that he could help him kind of crunch the numbers. That was supposed to be the plan, and none of that happened. Even the cops knew about the bar because that's where they got his fingerprints from. And they never asked the question, what is this big time drug dealer that we're trying to take down? What is he doing with the bar? What is he doing at the bar? They never even put the bar under surveillance. So it went nowhere. It went nowhere to the end just so we can get rid of JP. I'm like, that's all that bar did. Like it didn't mean shit. And it could have meant something. It could have meant something. Maybe they thought too much time at the bar would just be a regurgitation of book one. That instead of truth, now you got a bar and you got a black dealer, a black owner, Ghost. You got Tommy, drug dealer trying to clean money through the bar. That was going to be a conversation. Maybe they felt it'd be too much like book one. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of that Gary Lennon was like, I don't want to do this. But
you should have gave him a bar in the first episode that he was in charge of.
Also true. I mean, I agree with you. But Chris, what you think about the JP bar storyline?
Oh, that wasn't the plot hole I had, but okay, I guess I'll do that. I don't really have much to say about it.
All right, man.
I forgot about it.
I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
So what was yours?
No, I mean, it was just this is simple fact of the whole Miguel and the whole insulin thing, and nothing came from that. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming they're gonna probably do it next season, but I thought that was the season with the whole the fact that kept showcasing the insulin. Like we all kind of predicted, it was like, oh, someone's going to use that to their advantage. Like Tom's going to be like, oh, insulin, that's how I kill Miguel, like or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Or his sister or something like that. It was just. I don't know. I don't know if they just try to put layers. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe they're trying to actually do like NBC, and they're actually trying to create characters that have layers to them, and not just create these cookie cutter stuff. It's just, I just knew it being, I know STARZ, right? I'm like, this is STARZ. They don't just throw, even when people have a disease, it's meant for something in the entire scheme of everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, and it just didn't go where I thought it was going to go with that, especially seeing how reliant he was with her. So I don't know. I guess it'll be the predictions season, so I'll hold off on saying, I guess maybe what they'll do with it maybe next season. But
I got you.
But the JP thing, yeah, like I guess the fact, I mean, hell, I forgot about it until y'all brought it up. That's how like a nothing burger they made it. So it's like I forgot that he even had it until he gave the keys. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. He does have a bar. Okay, y'all spent like no time on this. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, even Vic talked more about Gloria's bar than this. Like, you know, what I mean? Yeah. Now it's a strip club. Well, okay, you know, so yeah.
Yes, anyway. Totally think of the bar totally didn't think of the bar until JP gave Tommy's the keys back. Like I don't
same here. I forgot about it. Like yeah, Rainy, you read my mind. Same here. I was like, what? What's the keys for? Did he get a Lambo or something? And I'm like, oh shit, that's right.
The bar.
Oh damn.
All right, Kip. What do you think? What do you think was going to happen with the insulin storyline?
Oh,
you're on mute. You're on mute.
I thought that someone was gonna like shoot him with like heroin or something, right?
Yeah.
And kill him, right? Bust his heart or something. But they never went back to it. It's just, you know, he has it. But maybe they'll do it in season 3. Maybe that'll be how Maria gets rid of him. Finally, she just shoots him with some type of drug to kill him. But they literally concentrated on that. Seemed like every episode, except for maybe 1 or 2, and then they never said anything. Like it never really came to be. I don't. If you show it that much, it has to mean something, right? But I guess in this instance, no. So,
it does not. It does not. I get you. I thought it was gonna be more. Jamani, anything with the insulin? You thought it was gonna go a particular direction?
I thought it was, but obviously it didn't. There's so much stuff that didn't go anywhere that I'm like the whole Maria's boyfriend, like he meant nothing.
We will get to that one. We will get to that one.
I'm just saying is with the whole Miguel storyline, there was just a whole bunch of stuff that didn't go anywhere. So I'm like, I don't know. They tried to make his character be complex and 3-dimensional when he didn't really need to be. I'm like, if he's gonna come back for the 3rd season, you could have layered all that stuff in as time went on, not immediately from the get-go for his character to last into the next season.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. It was too much stuff thrown at us that didn't go anywhere. Just so we get, and we'll definitely get back to Ken, the boyfriend, real quick. But with the insulin, it was said in the comments. I remember like Maria was going to kill Miguel with the insulin, but specifically when she found out, we were talking about how when she hears Miguel planning to kill Tommy, which happened, I'm going to kill Tommy. He's too much of a threat. He doesn't know that Maria and Tommy are a thing, and then that's when she says, "Oh, you need another insulin shot?" "Yes, sister of mine." And for some reason, it's just them two in the room. And she's like, and then that's how he goes out, right? So it's not for her; it's really for her man, and therefore it means something. And then we get a new drug dealer in season 3. But like, I thought that's how they're gonna tie like all that together. And then again, absolutely nothing.
I'm like, if it was to happen that way, there's no drama anymore. Since Abuela is dead, it would be nice if she suspects Maria of foul play or something like that. But if she does it now, it's like, who's gonna question? He just died, and she's a nurse, and whatever she say goes. Like, there's nobody to even be suspect of any or suspicious of anything.
You're right. All right, Mike, I'll put you back in charge. You want to talk about Ken that went nowhere. He got his hands broken. Maria saw him once, and
that wasn't really my. I would say the big issue for me is what is up with Claudia, because the first season Claudia is not the second season Claudia. Like the father wanted. He's like, I want grandkids. I'm gonna hook you up with this guy. I don't like guys. Now, I can't remember if it was the same guy, but now she's having sex with the guy, manipulating the guy with sex, everything like that. I'm like, how is this the same character?
Well, so Kim talked about that too. Like, again, it was sex for a purpose. I mean, it's not like all of a sudden she fell in love with the man. I mean, she was having sex with the Irish dude for a purpose.
It wasn't. She could have used it for the same purpose in the first season, but she said she had honor, moral values, whatever, to not do it then. So I'm saying, why is now second season she is just I'm gonna do that now?
Because her character's changing and evolving. That's why. Because she wants to be a gangster like her brother and her dad. So she's got to do certain things. She understands that men when you have sex with a man, they'll tell you some stuff. They'll open up to you, and that's what she's using her body. But she's still a lesbian. Women have sex with men all the time to manipulate them, and they like women. I mean, it's just that they're trying to change her into what we saw her become in this season, right? She thinks she's a gangster, and she really doesn't have a clue, because she should have never killed the doctor in the first place, right? Because
Dr. Williams,
that right there was terrible. It was like, why would you even kill her?
I'm like, if she killed her, I'm like, then she should have been the one to kill the father instead of Vic. If we're saying, oh, she's evolved into a gangster, because I'm saying it doesn't flow, it's not fluid. She's manipulative, but she's not actually actionable. So it doesn't seem like she would do anything more than flirt with a guy. But if she's actually going to go through with the action of sleeping with the guy, you would actually think that she would pick up a gun and start killing people.
She did pick up a gun.
I would put those two together.
She killed the doctor first, right? Then she's like, the one thing about it, in all honesty, Claudia is trying to be someone she actually isn't. She's trying. She wants to so bad. She wants to be a gangster, but Claudia is not a gangster. She doesn't really know what she's doing, obviously, because we saw her get stabbed in the back We saw her go to jail. I mean, she's not. She's trying to be something that she's not. And her dad knew that Claudia, not only because she's a woman, he just knew she did not have the chops to be a gangster, right? She's just not that, but she's trying to do it. She's trying. She's giving it a shot. So she's not a Shanti. Shanti, I believe, is a gangster for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. More of a gangster than Claudia. She's more of a gangster than Claudia.
More than Claudia. More than Claudia.
Elise, why is Elise even on the show? That woman is clearly not a gangster or even
for quota.
She's financing. She's financing and support. I mean, everybody has
Claudia is doing what? What is Claudia doing with her? Manipulating her through what?
Yeah. Sex. Yeah. So that's the thing. So with Ken and that storyline, Maria just got, like, I thought the hand smashing was going to turn into an investigation. Like, I thought, like, you know, like at some point somehow Miguel was going to be implicated, or the cops were actually going to be like competent and come looking into him, and then Maria was going to be worried that maybe he was going to point the finger at Miguel or something like that. And then so she would have to like somehow get Ken not to do it, and like don't press charges or something. And that went nowhere.
I thought that he was going to be retaliatory at work and be like, "Nah, I don't want you around, or I don't want you to do this." And then Tommy would have to come up there and then have to tune him up again because, you know, I thought it was going to be something of that nature. I'm like, I don't know what her job is, because she's an emergency room nurse, and then she's scrubbing in on surgeries. I'm like, she's just super nurse. She does everything.
Whatever's needed. But I thought, so again, that's why I thought why Ken was there. He had no other purpose. It's not like they were in a relationship, and like Greg, for example, like Greg was relevant, you know what I'm saying, like to the storyline. And then how Ghost, you know, took that over and that sort of thing. And then Greg's death meant something because of their relationship. And Ken just meant nothing. Like it wasn't like he was a leftover character from season 1 and Gary didn't know what to do with him. Like, they brought him to season 2 to do nothing with the dude. So I'm like, it was unnecessary. And again, it could have went somewhere. What's up, Chris? What next thing is on your mind that you're like, the doctor can never be seen again? Like he will not.
Yeah.
The scientist? Yeah.
But you got potholes on your mind.
Another one. Just the whole thing with speaking of the abuelo, they made it seem like she was going to do something real gangster in the show. I truly thought she was going to have such a significant role in the show, and it's just like, I don't know. The only thing I can think of, maybe she's really famous, and what I'm trying to get at is maybe she's famous, right? And they couldn't afford her. I don't know. It was just weird. She was
a very relevant actress.
Yeah, she was. But she seemed you know, like the moment she was on the screen, she had such a strong presence that you just knew some crazy shit was about to happen. She's gonna put out a murder hit on Tommy or something like that. You know, something, right? And we didn't even get that. You know, it was just weird. I just thought that was just I don't know if you would just really call it a plot hole, just more of like, what were they thinking? You know what I mean? Or maybe even creating the character in the first place, you know? It just yeah.
I agree with that. Why even have that character?
Yeah.
And that actress of the caliber that she is, why would you even have her on the show if you're not going to? Because what I thought, right, is that she was going to be the actual head of the not the cartel, but of Miguel's team. I thought she was actually, and Miguel is just the guy, right? That's out there, but she's the one calling all the shots. That's what I thought they were going to do with her, right? Like, she took over for her husband, right? Remember she talked about her husband? So I was thinking maybe she took over for her husband. Certain people maybe didn't respect that or like that or whatever. So she kind of stepped back and was like, Miguel, you take, you know, the lead in front of the cartel, but I'm actually running the show. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was going to be something like that, but no, they just blew her up. It was like, why did you kill her so soon? Like, they could have waited, in my opinion, until next season She should have been on here. Like, even it would have even been better if Tommy blew her up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Tommy did something to the grandmother, because maybe Miguel actually kills Maria by accident, and so Tommy's like, okay, I'm gonna kill your grandmother or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like anything.
Or then what we
somehow
got?
Try this woman into the show.
Make it relevant.
Yeah,
I like Jemani. I like Jemani's idea that like Miguel's dead, and then all of a sudden, you know, Babuela's still around. She's the one that steps into because she was the brains like behind the operation. She steps into it, and then it's like, and then she looks at Maria like she kind of worried about that. Like that would have been good. To your point of Tommy knowing he's trying to get rid of Miguel one way or the other, right? So he is the one that orchestrates the car bombing, but he thinks that is Miguel's car. So he's like, I'm gonna blow up Miguel's car and blame it on the Serbs. But it's Abuela who gets into the car. She's the one that gets killed. So he's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So then like, what is Maria gonna think? And now Maria's like, you know, that kind of stuff. So that would have been a good way to kind of tie that together. So then to make her death relevant. But you can't introduce someone in less than 10 episodes, kill them, and expect us to give a fuck. Like that's not how that works. Like we don't care about these characters because we barely met these characters, especially when they're not even in every episode.
Like, they tried to get people to care about Leon just the same.
And I was like, and that really went nowhere. So I want to do deaths that didn't matter. Okay, so just acknowledge them. As we said, Tommy killed 2 of Flynn's people. No one ever found those bodies, even identified the deaths. One of them was supposed to be one of Claudia's guards from Tommy. Never got brought up by the Flynn organization, by the cops. Never got brought up. But Seamus was the most egregious, I would say. They put a lot of effort into Seamus. Seamus was by far the most egregious. Like, you bring this unnecessary character back, you kill this dude, and no one utters his name. No one. Not the Flynns who are like, we got cops on our payroll. Don't even mention Seamus. No cop notices that he's even gone. Not even the cop that was blackmailing him in season 1 for some reason. Like that, none of it. And I'm like, why? Why the fuck do we have to waste our times with this? Damn it.
And why was he? Why was he on Diamond and not Vic? Like, if he needs this money so bad, why is he not going to both parties and saying, I need money? Why is he only going to Diamond? Because
he's mad at Diamond, because Diamond gang is the one that sold his sister the drugs. That messed her up. Yeah. So that's why he's angry at Diamond.
It's a vendetta thing.
It's a vendetta, right?
Yeah. And he was very clear on that, but again, of characters that we didn't see would have been the sister. Like if we're
right. I thought they were going to show her this season. Nothing.
Show me the sister in the hospital who just dies and not Diamond's dad. I give 0 fucks about a dad that I just found out about. Like, this is not. You show me. You show Seamus' sister and how her death drives him to be like, I gotta put Diamond in prison. I gotta take him down because he killed her. He killed her.
No, she's not dead. She's not dead.
Well, I'm saying that's what should have happened. That's what I'm saying. Like, she should have died. And then and now he's like focused on, I gotta take down Diamond and whole crew. And now we got a story.
And didn't Seamus work with Vic?
Yeah. Well, for the Flynns, and but he's the one that got him out of jail at least once last season, at least once.
Yeah.
Well, let's be real. The whole dad situation thing was just straight up just a plot device to get the brothers back together. You know, that's pretty much what that was. And, I mean, there's other ways to do it. You know what I mean? But you know, they're like, oh, that's dad, I guess. So
Leon should have been the way. Leon should have been the way. Young boy that Diamond is trying to take under his wing, right? And Jannard sees this and he's like, oh man, it's like a little brother or whatever. And then he gets killed in the streets and like Diamond losing his shit. And he's like, I gotta help my brother. He just lost a kid, maybe like his own kid, that kind of thing. And that could have been the catalyst to make his death like something. But then that leads to the other death that means nothing, and that's Diamond murdering fucking Leon's dad. Meant nothing. No one even noticed he's gone. not the wife's, right? Not Gianna doesn't know, right? She didn't say, "Oh my God, the man that was arguing with my ex-lover is not coming home today." No one finds his body floating in the ocean or whatever. Nothing. What was the point of any of that?
Okay, so this what was his name? What was Leon's dad's name?
Leon, don't even know. DeMarcus.
So
Jamal. His name is Jamal.
Jamal. Yeah. Okay.
Jamal. Jamal's a very popular black ass name.
Of course it is. Of course it's Jamal.
It is.
So if somebody comes up to you, right, and says there's something going on with your parolee, right, you're just supposed to take their word for it. He's going back to prison. I wrote him a recommendation. Forget all that. I've just taken your hearsay and I'm gonna go in, no backup, put him in cuffs. He's going back to jail. I'm like, you would think that there would have been some sort of digging, some sort of paper trail, something done that would say Diamond's dirty, even if he does just all of a sudden go missing.
Well, no, that's why he went. I mean, to his credit, that's why he went to the shop to see for himself and caught him with his pants down, essentially with the bag open. So to your point, Jemani, I think he went there. At least what he said was to see if it's true. You know what I mean. That he wasn't just taking some dude's word for it. He was like, okay, I'm hearing this on the streets. Let me go find out. Like if someone says, hey, look, like your girl's cheating or whatever, you might not necessarily you're not gonna be like, oh, I believe him. You're just gonna be like, let me find out. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like what happened. And the dude just randomly was drunk in the barbershop with the door unlocked. You know what I mean? Conveniently. You know what I mean? And the light's still on, so anyone, even it's glass, so anyone can just see with that bag and all that stuff going on. So yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting how like all of a sudden Diamond was like cured of his rage, like all of a sudden, because he should have murdered Vic. Like when those three were standing on the roof behind Kim, Diamond should have fucking beat him to death, shanked him to death in front of Tommy and been like, this is what you do to snitches, and just walked away. Or made Tommy do it.
Off the roof.
You're right. They just like untouchables. Just walk him through the thing and in Chicago, actually. And throw his happy ass off the roof. Like that's what that should have been, and be done with it, right? It's like because he's all in a rage. He goes, oh my! I'm like, what happened to all that anger? What, especially when Tommy was about to kill your brother over this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you should be like, is this dude like? Oh, thank you for bringing this up. What happened to Big Smurf?
He got shot. Remember, he got shot at the project. Nobody gave a fuck because we haven't seen him.
Nobody. Yeah, I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, did he die? Like, he was talking. He was talking with Maria. I'm like, and then we talked about it. How did she know Big Smurf? How did she know Big Smurf meant Tommy was dealing drugs in the projects? Like, this never gets discussed.
That never made any sense.
We spoke about that during that episode. The continuity was off because he got a phone call saying something happened at the projects before it even happened.
Oh, no. He was standing there. No, I think you're talking about when Tommy got the text from the Serbs. Is that what you're talking about?
He got a phone call when he was with Maria in the hospital, right? They were in like the break room and talking, and he was like, I gotta go. It's an emergency. And we hadn't even seen what happened at the projects yet. And then later on, you see him standing there when like the police are roping stuff off and taking care of stuff. He's just staring from a distance or whatever. I'm like, this is bad continuity because he got the message before it even happened.
But I mean, I don't think so. No, because Tommy got the message. Somebody could have been texting him, telling him what happened. And then he left the hospital and went to go see what was going on. Yeah,
but I'm saying we saw that scene, and then we saw the shooting and rocket launchers
pulling up. He's saying that's when the Serbs pulled up and started shooting. That's what you're saying, Jemani.
Yeah, I gotta look at that again. I thought it was.
I gotta look again. I do. My problem with that scene though was, like you said, Tommy standing there, seeing everything in flames, cops there, and then somehow the Serbs knew that he was there. It was like, this is what's gonna happen if you don't get out of the Flynn territory. I'm like, how do you know he's there? Like, how do you
well,
know?
we don't have to
like,
know that he's there. They just have to know that he knows about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure word got
No,
around.
they do have to know, because the question is, this is what's going to happen. What's gonna, if I'm sitting with Maria and we're having dinner, what does that even mean?
You'll find out whenever you find out what happened at the project. You'll be like, that text makes all the sense now.
But couldn't it be that somebody that was there, one of the Serbs that was actually there in the action, saw Tommy standing there and was like, da da da, you know, texting.
So that, yes, Kim, that's my point, Kim. Like, he's at some point, even if it was the leader driving away in his SUV, right? Like, which would have been the thing, right? Like, oh my, what the fuck? And now he's like, this is what happened. That's what I'm saying. Then that makes sense. But no, all you saw was a sea full of black people and his white ass, and all of a sudden he's like, I get a text that says, this is what happens. I'm like, how the? He didn't even look around to be like, who's
question?
David called him white.
Can we stop referring to this dude as just white? I mean, he's just Tommy. Like,
I'm sorry, you talking to me like I'm not the one who wrote the script.
His nickname on the show is Waito.
Like, Tim, I mean, did you notice David said it even unprovoked? It was like he.
Well, in this particular, I'm just saying it looked crazy because he was the only Caucasian out there. So I mean, it just looked, again, no other something to be like, oh, there's Serb so and so who could have sent that message. Like, that would have made sense. Tommy runs things. So with that comment, I would just say it's just weird how like he just took over CBI, and that's another thing. At the first episode, Stacey Adams has a whole like chart. Stacey Marks has a whole chart of all the drug dealers, right?
Right.
Listing Diamond and Jannard as either current or previous leaders of CBI.
Yes.
Not once did she walk up to any one of them, or send someone to be like, who's the current leader of CBI? Like, Vic was sent in to investigate, to go undercover to infiltrate CBI. No one ever asked him the question, who's in charge? And he never even volunteered. Diamond, Jannard, he's seen both of them at meetings with Tommy. Neither one of those names crossed his mouth. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, like, as far as plot holes go, the whole thing, first episode with the parole officer from last season, and it being, oh, well, he's taking bribes from CBI. How do you know this? Who's in charge of CBI? Who's giving these? It doesn't make. That is the biggest plot hole, I think. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, he's renouncing his affiliation to CBI. Who is CBI?
But again, they knew who it was. It's like, I mean, it's like it's just they defined the leadership, but I'm like, you don't even know who's in charge of any of this. It just irritates me. Tommy's running things.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tommy's running things, which is unrealistic. No, we got some more game. No, we actually, so Big Smurf died off camera, died off screen, but that wasn't even mentioned. I mean, it could have happened. He's not that big of a character that we had to see his death, but that wasn't even mentioned as part of this thing. And he was a major character for a little bit. I mean, also Nuck was in this thing for one episode for some reason, had no lines, and he just stopped appearing. And I'm like, why are all these shy actors showing up? And what are their issues? I was like, it didn't make any sense.
Well,
I was like,
no, because it's shot in Chicago. But as far as Big Smurf goes, it was a matter of why did they have this moment with Maria and the person who got shot at the diner, right? And it is this whole exchange between them and everything like that. That could have been with Big Smurf. He died. Now I feel bad and all of that type of stuff. Instead of with this rando person from a diner.
Yeah, and as we brought up, the joint task force led by Stacey never knew anything about the shootout that Diamond was associated with. And I'm like, that should have been something. And then that never turned out to be anything. What we got? We got comments that we should run the thing. I got it. Seamus never existed. He was all a part of our imagination. It was Diamond. Diamond was so guilt-ridden about his drug dealing that somehow he's the only one that saw him in season 2. He in fact killed him at the end of season 1. And then they never brought that together.
I like
I
what
would
DeMarcus said. DeMarcus said something should have happened to Manny Fresh when Jannard stole her chain and the 2 bricks. How come that hasn't come back? Jannard, how come that? To me, Jannard's whole being a drug addict, that to me, that's just ridiculous that all of a sudden within 3 days, he's eating salad and he's no longer a drug addict. Come on now. I mean, heroin, do you know how hard it is to get off? It's like getting off a crack. So I'm like, we didn't see him sweat it out. We didn't, nothing. We saw him do like this one time with his hand. That was it. Come on.
I'm like, Shanti needs to, instead of selling drugs, she needs to have rehab centers and getting people off of drugs. If she can do it that good.
I mean, it was a bit much because they sent him down the path very quickly, and somehow he just turned off. Like,
and brought him right back. Oh, he's good now because the haircut. When he had the haircut,
I'm sorry, you mean the cut or the cut? Because you got to have hair to cut. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
I'm just saying.
That's
a plot hole by itself. A plot hole like. How's a man making money when he cut no hair? The thing's not on.
He didn't do anything.
Yeah, his trimmer ain't on.
Brushing, I don't know what the heck he was brushing.
I got sideburns. That dude didn't have nothing. Like I was like, he didn't have stub nothing. It was just like.
And that was to like seal the deal that him and Diamond it was cool now. And Jannard was like, I'm back. You're back. How are you back? You should be right now with a needle in your arm, like all upset at yourself because you went back to drugs.
Like to your point, this is what I thought. This is what they should have done. I mean, I guess they would have ripped off of New Jack City, but I mean, they should have had like a Pookie moment where, like a little montage of him trying to get clean and him like like him like cuddled up in the ball, like crying for his mommy, and then it showed like I don't know, like a couple weeks later, he's like, "Man, congrats, man," and he's like, "I'm back" or something like. Something.
Like
you know what I mean?
Something. He should be stealing from Shanti again. Shanti's like, Jannard, are you on that shit again? What's going on? We're getting none of this. He's just, I'm back because you got a haircut and you finally have on decent clothes and you got your car back now. So let's see what happens in season 3 because he shouldn't be back this soon. I'm sorry.
I'm like, if we were to make the insulin make sense. It would have been nice if he, came up with some dumb lie like, "Oh, this I'm not shooting up heroin. This I became a diabetic. This is my insulin."
Kim, you more gangster than Claudia? I see that.
Yeah, so Kim is more gangster than Claudia. I was like, I would have to agree. I was like, I feel like Kim can sell it better. I feel like Kim can sell it better. Jannard being on drugs was hella unnecessary. To be honest, it didn't mean anything. Short of his crime spree, right? Like that we kind of mentioned, and again, there's no consequences. There's no real great consequences to anything. The little girl that got killed.
Yeah.
Okay, so the little girl that got killed, her death really didn't mean anything. It was kind of unnecessary for this little girl to get shot. Right. Because when Tommy finally kills the gangster that kills her, that never gets brought up again. There's no resolution. Where's the community? Stacey's civil rights suit against the Chicago PD never went anywhere, never heard anything about that. It didn't even hurt her in any way. Like she was asking for assistance. They're like, "Fuck you," because you filed the suit. That never went anywhere. That was so Chris. You saying sorry?
No. I was gonna say the only probably positive I would say with the whole Jannard being on drugs. And it was a very fleeting moment, but at one point it did show Jannard, like it just showed like the acting prowess that the dude had. I mean, I'm not saying like Oscar or like like.
No, he did a good job.
Yeah, he did a great job, especially when he was in the car and he wanted to drug. Like it did showcase that. So if I had to give a positive to anything, it was that. However, like we all mentioned, we kind of need to see him descending into this first. You know what I mean? And then once that happens, him literally getting out of that hole, not just haircut, I'm back. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, but the act, acting wise, and it just showed me that he's just a really good actor because I did not know that. I just thought, you know what I mean? So we always make fun of Diamond and talk about, David over here keep talking Bubble Gump or whatever, you know what I mean? And in Jannard, it showed Jannard, I was like, damn, this dude got some action chops, you know what I mean? And I don't know, maybe he made the writers write that in there just so he can get like another role in the Shy or something. Who knows?
But
Well,
as far as him being back in the fold, I'm like, he's a corner boy, or is he a part of the leadership of CBI? Like it from episode to episode, it switches. I'm like, what is his position now that he's back?
That wasn't very clear. I mean, clearly Tom is in charge. Let's just start with there. Like Tom is in charge. Bubba does what Tommy says, and then it was and Shanti and Jannard were both trying to earn. They were lower management. They were lower level management. I would say because the major decisions were done by Tommy and Diamond, mostly Tommy. And Jannard was still trying to earn his place. To your point, Chris, of like, and everybody like it. His recovery was too quick. If he still was feeling the drugs throughout the season, and part of the finale is Diamond taking him like to a rehab place where they have horses. I'm kidding, but like, bro, like you need to go, bro. Like this is too much, but like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, and then you get it, like you like you, and it's like that moment of I'm here for you, brother. I understand, you know, this is all about you, but you got to go. Right. And maybe his recovery happens between seasons, but you see it, you see that part, and then he comes back next season and he's a new person, and then that could have been something, and that it lasts longer. The effects last longer
because it makes more sense.
Yes.
Yeah. More realistic.
Yeah. It just I mean because he was on that shit quick, dude. I mean it was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, especially for a show like this, you know, I mean. You know that people who watch stuff like this, like, you know, are familiar with like hood movies, hood shows, and shit like that, or, you know, and especially you talking about stuff of the culture. We know damn well, unless you try to showcase this towards white people and fool white people into thinking like, oh, you on the drugs? It's like taking weed. You could just stop. Like, no, you showcasing the black people, and black people understand. Like, at least because, like, I mean, at least for me, like, I can only speak for myself, but you know, I had family members that was on that hard shit. You know what I mean? And you coming out, it ain't that quick. So it's like, what are you doing? Like your audience knows better. Your audience knows this. Like, you think you're showcasing white people? Like, no.
Well, they get on drugs too, Chris.
No, opioid stuff that you can get off. Kind of. Let's be real. That there's stuff. I'm sorry. Unless you're talking about meth, it ain't gonna be no easy as no damn crack. All right. You know, crack is probably the hardest thing you can probably take. I'm just saying. You know.
Hold up. We got D-Mac makes Tariq look like an absolute genius.
And D-Mac is a genius. That's what's so ironic.
Okay. So there's another thing with D-Mac that I feel like was missed in this whole season, right? Okay. So when we first met D-Mac, supposedly him and I believe it was Marshall were like assassins. Like they were the hardest dudes for CBI, right? And remember they were in the barbershop and they were holding guns on Tommy, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right.
I remember that.
That was D-Mac was his nephew, right?
Okay.
So if D-Mac was that hard then, when did he turn into the, you know, like the wishy-washy kind of kid, right? Well, I want Uncle Tommy, I want to go out there. I want to, when Tommy was trying to make him like do the calculations of the money or whatever, and he was like, I want to be out there too. He was already out there, correct? Because he was like, Jannard said he was him and Marshall were the baddest dudes out. They'll say if I tell them to kill someone, they will do it, right?
Okay. All right.
How did they change this character into what he turned into? Now he's a whiny little brat. He's still smart, but he's a whiny little brat who's like, I want to be back in CBI. Please stop. Look, I'm killing people. It's like, no, why did they change this character into what he is now?
I think it's because he got shot last season, and it was a matter of he's on the sidelines watching all of this stuff happen, and they don't want to let him back in because he's recuperating or, you know, rehabbing or whatever. And that's where that was born from.
So you go from being a badass to being a whiny bitch. Like,
but he is still a teenager. So
Kim, to your point, one of the things that kind of frustrated me the most with him was that I find if you want to have him like shoot Sheamus or whatever, I'm like, okay, all right, like something that will get to somewhere. But the fact is, like, they made it seem like, okay, we had to deal with him. Because to your point, like him being wishy-washy, usually you do this to characters where you want the audience perception to change, right? Like you want the audience to like this character. And when you do that with a character, it usually means that character is going to be in it for a good while, which he was not. He was in like a couple of freaking episodes, right? And then you send this nigga to a random boot camp, whatever, just for him to come back. So to me, if anything, a plot hole was the boot camp itself. It was like he was there all 2 episodes just to come back. I just thought, to me, it was like, damn. So to what we're saying about Sheamus's murder meant nothing. If anything, the positive I would have given is that it got rid of D-Mac if he would have stayed there. You know what I mean? That would have been.
I would have been happy had they gotten rid of him that way.
To your point, David, that would have been the Sheamus's murder thing would have gone somewhere if his ass would have stayed there, but he didn't. So now it's just like it meant nothing. It was just so weird. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing.
One thing about Sheamus too, David. With Sheamus, I just want to say one thing. With Sheamus, okay, so if he's a cop and he died, right? Cops have cell phones. So none of the cops that this man worked with were like, where was the last place he was at? Let's check his cell phone.
Yeah, let's ping it.
Oh, let's ping the cell phone. Oh, his cell phone was at Diamond's barbershop.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's go talk to Diamond and find out if Diamond saw Sheamus. Oh, right. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
Let me answer that, because if they did that, right, when Vic killed that cop and he said, I wasn't there, I don't know what happened or whatever, we weren't supposed to meet and all this type of stuff, they would have checked his cell phone and said, you were there or whatever, instead of waiting to find a log book.
That was somehow handwritten. But to your point, similar to Diamond's, Jannard's quick recovery from drugs, right? That would have been a good, again, closer season finale to get him off the rehab. If Sheamus would have spent sister dies, we see sister die. He spends, that's episode 5. He spends the next 3 or 4 episodes trying to find some way to take down Diamond. D-Mac kills fucking Sheamus, right? He's a cop. Oh my God. D-Mac can go to jail. And we talked about this, really. This is where D-Mac, JP, and fucking Kate pack up and go. Right? Like, we got to get D-Mac out of here. He could go to jail for the rest of his life. Dad says, I abandoned you once. I'm not going to do it again. I'm going. Kate is like, I love my grandson. Fuck her. And then they go. And then this way, we don't have Kate's unnecessary, unused recovery arc, because it was a beautiful start. But the end was stupid as fuck. Like what they did with it. Like, but you keep that. I can't be here. I can't be around Tommy. We do the same stuff. Any recovery will tell you got to change your environment for anything to work. You can't go back to the same people, right? So you gotta go, because with Tommy is drugs. So the drugs is gonna be. So that's how you get rid of those 3 characters, and you don't have to kill them or get them drug overdoses or silly shit. Like you just let them ride off into the sunset. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, Sheamus murders matters because it changed the whole family. And now Tommy has to be by himself. And like that would have made sense.
No, it made sense, right? It just what they did after didn't make sense, because it was a matter of he got shot, right? And he's like, what do you call it? Going through PTSD. He's like, I want to have a gun all the time with me. He wants to. He was looking for guns, asking for guns. Then he sees his uncle with somebody pointing a gun, so he reacts, with a trauma response. He shoots the guy. Oh, he finds out it's a cop. Okay, we send him away. But when he comes back, he's just looking to just kill anybody to get back into the action. And I'm like, no, that doesn't jive with everything from the beginning of the season. I'm like, if we're gonna say he's traumatized and stuff like that, and he's just doing quick reactions instead of actually premeditating murders and taking pictures and stuff like that, it just doesn't make any sense.
He went too far with that. So another thing I would say would be the finale of episode 1. No cop ever found the gunfight. The bodies of CBI people, of Walter's people, of Liliana. Like if they would when they found it, if they would have tied that into the that would have been the start of the investigation. Like that would have made sense. Why are CBI and Walter Flynn's people together? right? Who is this woman that no one knows? Her name is Liliana. They look into that. She's from New York City, right? Like they could have kind of looked into that, and that could have been maybe how they connect those two groups and Tommy with it. For some reason, the files connected to connect her to Tommy and Ghost and that kind of shit. And then Liliana means something. Like they're trying to figure out like that relationship meant something. I thought because Liliana at this point,
if they did it that way, then it would was it Dr. Williams' death would have made sense. It was like, yeah, you're a loose end. They're coming onto the trail of what happened at that construction site or whatever it was. You're a loose end. I'm going to kill you now. That would have made more sense.
And then maybe that would have brought that together. And then maybe we would have got Blanca. Blanca was the cliffhanger, if you will, of like season 1. Like Blanca never showed up. The DEA never showed up. Like they said it was supposed to be an interagency task force. I'm like Blanca or her boss. Damn. Medina.
And she's like, all she did was pass over the case file. She was like, oh, he's alive and he's in Chicago. And then we see Stacy talking to him because she has a ping or something on him where it pinpoint geographic location and says, you faked your death and all this type of stuff. I'm like, did she just pass a case file over to her or something? Like, how does it? That's all that happened. That's all that led to. At least she could have name dropped and said, this agent Blanca, told me who you really are. Yes. I appreciate STARZ needs to put all of you in the writer's room. Please help Gary Lennon. We appreciate you. Yes, I agree. No. But Gary had a hard job of trying to clean up season 1 and like trying to get Tommy back on track. And and I get that, and I do get that. And he was trying to get rid of like Dahlia, like he tried to get rid of Dahlia. He tried to get rid of the Flynns. But you should keep Walter and kill his kids. Like his kids are ones that are unnecessary. Like Walter was a badass, right? So if Tommy would have killed those two kids. Vic's bar, Gloria's bar, never came back. Vic never reclaimed the bar, cleaned it up to make it the holy alcohol place it was, or some silly shit. Like none of this happened. Like they're still shaking asses in Gloria's club. Like I'm like, why were we doing any of this? Why are we doing it? The bar should have came back at some point. I really thought Vic was going to do that. Vic should be dead. I think we all agree with that. They did Kate dirty. I feel
it was JP's fault. If you think about it, it was JP's fault that she got back into drugs, right? With the whole lie with D-Mac. Like she was doing good. And I just felt it wasn't until JP essentially was like, it's like, damn kid, you're doing so good. And I'm like, well, nigga, you just told him that his kid, that her grandkid is dead. Like you're the one, you got him. You got she's on it because of you. She's back on it because of you. You know what I mean?
Well, that was the first time, but that's Tommy's idea.
Huh?
You can't put
and he went with it, just like everything else. Just like everything else, JP went with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like
But the second time when she actually OD'd, that JP didn't have nothing to do with that. That was all.
But it doesn't matter, Monty. The point is, if she was already off of it and all this other shit, right? She wouldn't have relapsed that. She wouldn't even relapse like that at the very end. You see what I'm saying? But she was already back on the drug, so it's not like she was off and then on it again just to be off again. No,
I'm like, is that a prediction? Is that a prediction for Jannar's character? Like he was off of it, now he might slip again and then OD.
If he doesn't slip again, then this is very unrealistic because there's no way. You have to. In the very beginning of recovery, you do slip. It's just because your body is craving it, right? And then you get into a situation. Well, I could do a little bit and I'll be fine, and then you go down that rabbit hole again, right? So if Jannar does not slip, this is not realistic.
They wrote D-Mark.
You're saying him going cold turkey the way it is? You saying the way he's going cold turkey is already realistic?
It's ridiculous. No, it's not at all. I'm like,
he just had to put on a patch. He just put on a patch and he was good. He's like,
D-Max quick transformation in episode 10 wasn't making sense. But real quick, I like this. DeMarcus reminded me. Yes, Kate should have mentioned told Maria about Holly instead of Lakeisha. That would have made more sense. That connects to the vision that Tommy had, because now
Which went
Holly's
nowhere.
being brought back.
Wait a minute. If Kate would have ran her mouth and talking about, oh well, you know, Holly got choked to death, Tommy would have just shot his mother. Like, Tommy tolerates his mother to a certain extent, but don't go overboard. If Kate would have went on and told this girl about Holly, no.
But Kim, you are right. But literally 2 episodes before that, we get this little dream sequence with Holly. So it was like, you know what I mean? I mean, to your point, maybe it should have been Lakeisha. It should have been Lakeisha who we maybe saw, or maybe both. Maybe we saw both of them. You know. So,
well, I'm like, she didn't. We got to remember, Kate didn't bring up Lakeisha. Maria brought up Lakeisha. She just said you can end up like his prior girlfriend,
ex-girlfriend. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you can't really fault Kate, because she was dancing around it, not saying any names.
But Kate did tell Lakeisha about Holly, right?
Yeah.
But Tommy that's why I brought it up.
But Tommy wasn't present when that happened.
Yeah. But Keisha heard that she brings up Holly when Tommy gets home, and he's like, and he convinces her just like he convinces Maria that it was her fault, baby. It wasn't me. It's just like, oh, okay. I was like, no, you killed that woman. Like you choked her out and everything. So like that flashback, even though I thought it was awesome, it meant nothing. Like it went nowhere. It did not change Tommy's view or treatment of Maria in any way. It wasn't like he broke up with her to be like, I don't want you to get hurt like before. It meant nothing. And it wasn't like it was a premonition.
We have to wait 10 episodes, just like the whole voice of Liliana, for Claudia to get her just due. So we got to wait 10 more episodes for that vision to come.
Yeah, because we all know Claudia's not dead. Claudia's not dead.
I'm not saying she died, but for him to actually do his revenge that he promised, it didn't work.
So we got season 3. It's Jamani, is Force coming back, and what would you like to see if it does?
I think that the them not being able to promote it and the low ratings, I'm below 50% on them coming back. But if they they just rubber stamp it and bring it back, I don't know. Like I foresee a lot of people dying in the first episode, like how we saw them bring back Dr. Williams just to kill her first episode. We might see that with Vic. We might see that with Claudia. Is people going to get brought back just to be killed early on? I have no idea. Like these shows, these power shows, BMF, they like to bring in a whole new cast of characters every season. And I have no idea what those new cast of characters are going to be, where the story is going. Are we going to see more into the cartel? Are they dealing directly with Che? Is Che going to be more integral into the storyline? Are they ever going to get the plot correct with D-Mac's mother? Because she's keeping him away from JP. Now she's not in the picture and he has nowhere to go. He can't go to his mother now. It's just, I'm on a couch in Marshall's house or something. It doesn't make any sense.
That's a shy. Marshall's sitting at home on Papa's couch. It's the shy. Damn it.
I'm like, right, they need to get the guy from Lion King. What is the
Jason?
Oh boy,
yeah. They need to get him because he's right along with. He should be their leader.
Maybe he'll join Force season 3. Shit, and get.
I'm like the girl he was trying to go. The girl that D-Mac was trying to go for. Maybe she will let him stay there until he is hiding guns in her house.
Which one makes more sense, Shy or Power Force?
Damn it.
Maybe
I got to work on that one. You know what? I was force.
Really?
I gotta say force. I gotta say force. Late, not early the shy. We're talking about now the shy.
Well,
force.
Yes.
Force. It far, but even season one, damn it, it made far more sense. Like characters are doing straight. Shanti, as I said plenty of times, Shanti is the type of character you will see on the shy. Like definitely at this point. Just a good black woman putting everything behind a bad man and don't give a fuck, and be like to the complete detriment. And I'm like, you need to be on the shy, baby. And Gianna was gonna follow that track, considering her drug dealing, or drug using baby daddy, actually not husband. Somebody pointed that out, and her drug dealing boyfriend lover. I was like, you both of you need to be on the shy.
At least in the shy, they explain why there's no local police. Forrest has yet to.
There you go. There you go.
We see the police every single episode, right? It's just that it doesn't make sense. They're bumping into each other, the Keystone Cops, but
they're there. They do exist. At least the police force has some kind of cop. All right, Jamani, that's gonna be it. I will see you around.
All right.
For P. Diddy. All right, Kim. What do you want for season 3, and what are your final thoughts this week?
I feel like I love the actress Kate that plays Kate, love her, but I think Kate's reign needs to end, so Tommy could really feel it, because I believe that is the one woman that he loves wholeheartedly. It's just that it's a complicated love, right? So I need him to feel that pain and that hurt, because even though she wasn't the greatest mom, he also didn't help her be the greatest mom either, right? He kind of helped her out with the drugs, which you're not supposed to do.
Codependency.
Yes. So so I'm hoping that she passes away. Because really what I feel like Gary's doing is building the blocks to bring Tommy down, right? Eventually and I'm hoping it goes to season 5. If it doesn't, if it just goes to season 4, I'm absolutely sure Tommy's gonna die. So I think that Gary's building it now, because next season we know Diamond and Tommy are going to be at odds, and this is just going to fuel Jannard and Shanti. That's right. Tommy's piece of shit. Tommy, you know what I mean? Like they're going to be in Diamond's head. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so that relationship is definitely going to they're going to separate Tommy and Diamond. And then we have to see what Tommy does next, because what do you do when the entire time you've been in Chicago, you've been with CBI? Do you have enough to pull from CBI and now establish your own gang? Do you know what I'm saying? So we're going to see that little turmoil going on. That's what I feel it's going to be. And then I think Maria is going to survive, and I think Miguel will die. I believe Maria is the one. Like, she may have a baby, for Tommy, but Tommy's definitely gonna die. So they're just building the blocks. I think Gary's just building the blocks to end this character the way he wants to end the character, because it's his character, he created it. So I think that this is the start of season 3 will be the start of Tommy going down. So
okay, sounds good. I appreciate you.
Thanks everybody in the chat.
Thank you guys. Kim and I will be together a little bit for Kingdom business. Which was good this week. All right, Chris, what you got?
Yeah. So for the next season, in order to clean up, I mean, a lot of people are gonna have to die. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, we were wrong on like maybe about 70% of our predictions for this season. So
I got you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just really weird. And
do you think it's coming back? Let's forget all that. Do you feel like
absolutely will? Oh, duh. Yeah, man. It's definitely coming back. Now should it? That's a separate question altogether. You know what I mean? Like, that's 2 different questions. You know what I mean? Yeah, but because what else do they have? What else does STARZ have?
No, you're right. You're right.
It's and let's be real. As much as we talk shit about it, what are we doing? We give them ratings. So you know what I mean? So it's
hey, the people want it. People gonna get it.
Yeah, think of Sharknado and why there's like 7 of them, right? Like people bash it, but they're like, oh, we're doing Sharknado 4. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. I feel like having the Flynns here is just kind of, I think they need to go. I mean, not just in prison, but to go, because we find out people get early releases when it comes to these shows, or something gets thrown out. Next thing you know, they're back on the street. You know what I mean? So I mean, I just need the Flynns to be dead. Again, I still under the impression that maybe right now they're just starting to think, let's have a little bit more white people here. Which is why we got a little bit more. Like, it's literally the most diverse cast we've seen in any Power, incarnation that we've had. So which is good. Which is cool. Which I like. It is very noticeable. But yeah, that's all I got, man. I won't be around tomorrow, so I guess I'll see you guys next week. So y'all have a great week.
Thanks, Chris. You have a good week, man. So we got I don't think Forrest is coming back. I don't know. I believe Forrest is coming back for a season 3. I agree, it's the ratings thing. I mean, STARZ is going through a lot of turmoil. I mean, and with this whole as a company, you know what I'm saying? So the CEOs are going, a lot of executives are leaving, they're losing staff. And I think 50 is like the Tyler Perry of STARZ. Like he brings the content, whether good or bad, that's popular. So he's going to be around. My big, I would say, ultimately, I think Elisa Marie's going to kill Tommy. If Gary Lennon's involved, I think that's how the show will end overall. So next season, what big thing would I like to see? 2-Bit. Not gonna happen, but I would love to see 2-Bit join Tommy in Chicago. Oh, to Chris's point, broadening the culture of this show. Let him leave CBI. CBI kicks him out, and he goes and finds the Italians and the Irish, and he becomes the face of Ireland, and like, so he brings together the Italians and the Irish, as he is both. That would be kind of interesting. But also, again, season 1 had a lot of cultures. Latinos were there, Asians were there, Jews were there. So like season 1 did a much better job of showing the multicultural landscape of Chicago, and even with the drug dealing. I hope Junior smokes Tommy for the loss of Angela. That would be interesting. But anyway, we're gonna get to Kingdom business. So thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. Of course, we will be doing book 3, season 3 when that starts. So until then, I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoyed the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You're gonna be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Go ahead.
Oh shit.
Casey, do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just gonna end this broadcast and say bye.